post that in Discord. We are streaming again. Receiving content. You are live. Let me know. Go ahead and post that in Discord, and then it looks like my screen is truncated. Hold on here.
Okay, it's a bit. I can see your screen is on OBS.
Yeah, just go on YouTube and tell me if you can see my entire screen.
Yeah, I can see your entire screen.
Okay, perfect. And the chart looks good. Okay.
You do it on Twitter as well?
I'm doing it right now. Go ahead and retweet that.
All you lot in the room already, you can retweet that as well. Do us a favor.
How's it going, guys? When moon indeed, my friend. Philosophical question, I'd say.
It is. When I was in Venice in November 2017, I was walking up these steps. Someone had printed out a sticker that said "When Moon" on it.
Yeah, that's funny.
I thought it was quite strange that I'd just got into crypto at the time, and I'd seen people on the internet saying it, and I saw it on like the streets of Venice, and I thought, is that crypto related, or is it some meme somewhere else? But yeah, obviously it was crypto related. It's pretty funny.
It's global.
Yeah, now no one gives a fuck.
What's happening, Chino? Thomas, Alessandro?
The Bart.
The Bart. Alright, we've got some people rolling in here. Curtis, what's happening, bro?
Lucas, vet and link. Should I go?
Lucas just wasting no time.
Just go straight for it.
Yo, up or down,
money.
bro?
I need that money.
Up or down? SZ had a pretty funny one today with some guy was like, I think he was saying like AJ or odd USD. He's like, looks like it's gonna rip hard, and the guy goes up or down. I was like, oh man.
I saw that. Yeah, read it, mate. Read it.
What's happening, Sean? How you doing, friend? Target, sir. There's gonna be all sorts of targets given this stream, so pay close attention.
Yeah, maybe we'll sell another altcoin top like last time.
Hey, buddy. Yeah, this will be on YouTube, like the last one. Well, Raven is all-time high again, though. So we sold the top before the retrace, and then it...
Oh, you're joking? I haven't even seen it.
Yeah, it hit 1,000, man. It's crazy.
I'm looking at it now. So like, Jesus Christ.
Right? Like, that thing went on a fucking rip. How is Mr. TA's audio, guys? Can everyone just in the chat let me know if his audio sounds good?
I'm going to get a new mic soon. Someone, our video guy, has sent me a couple of links to some really good, like, professional mics that are like 120 quid. So I need to get some, or get one of them, not some.
Yeah, the issue I think is because you're playing through my computer speaker, and then it's then getting recorded. I think that there's got to be a way where we can have it. I'm not technologically sound enough or fluent enough to figure it out, but where we both talk into our audio and it both gets recorded. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. It sounds fine. Apparently, I had to get Cred. He gave me like a little masterclass on OBS about 8-9 months ago. I've got no idea about screen recording and all that stuff. I only found out last week how you can do like the video recording on your iPhone, like your screen recording.
Yeah, I just found out about that too. I just found out about that too, actually.
I'm using it all the time now.
Yeah, it's very cool. Yeah, Cred seems to know a little bit too much about everything. That fucking guy.
Yeah.
Just waiting for him to show up in the stream here and start trolling us for improperly drawing our LLIs and LLPHBs, PB&Js.
No, he's all about sandwiches these days.
I know, PB&J. It's like, what is this?
Yeah.
It works. Okay, 45 people, not bad to get going here. So we'll get started, and as people continue to kind of flow in, if you guys could just do us all a favor and retweet and like on that post there, and we'll try and get as many people as we can here. So welcome to a Bitcoin Trade Group public live stream with myself, Trader Mayne, and Mr. TA. So
what's going on? Sorry, I was having a bit of water.
All good. So we're, like we said in the last one, we're gonna try and do these a little more frequently, and give you guys a little taste of what you can expect kind of on a daily basis in the Bitcoin Trade Group. We got many of the Bitcoin Trade Group members live on the stream as well, so feel free to ask them what it's like. But we have a lot of fun. We are doing tons of videos and steadily just making money as this bear market continues and potentially is getting close to an end. I mean, I guess that's some of the stuff we'll talk about in today's video. So with that being said, I think what we'll start with is I'm gonna just do a quick overview of my thoughts on Bitcoin. You cunt, cred. And then no, I will not. I actually am gonna mute Mr. TA, and it's just gonna be all me. I'll go over mine, and then I'm actually going to flip the screen over to Mr. TA, and he can kind of give his thoughts on Bitcoin. I know we had some comments on our tweet, so we'll go through any questions. I know some people asked some questions about some charts, stuff like that, and then, of course, any questions you guys have, and then we'll call it a day. So, hey, Bitcoin Bella, how you doing? LaShawn Flamesington TV, Mayne, miss your voice, buddy. I miss you, LaShawn. I wish that was LaShawna saying that, not LaShawn, but yeah, regardless.
Take what you can get, mate. Take what you can get.
Take what I can get on the internet, man.
It's one of the trading lessons, isn't it? Take what you can get.
Yeah. Okay. So I've had the same Bitcoin chart for ages now. So maybe what I'll do here real quick is I'll just show everyone where I got.
Is that a diagonal?
This is a diagonal.
Jesus
don't
Christ,
judge me. It just
you've changed.
It works really well in this instance. I might add another one and just make it
all out. Yeah, why not? You already bastardized the chart already.
I know, it's ruined. A bunch of members in the group were like, my eyes hurt. What is this? I'm like, I know, I'm sorry, but it's for an example that I'm gonna give. But for those of you that are interested, maybe what I'll do here is I'll quickly go over kind of where I got all of these levels. So the 3.358 level. So this is my weekly order block here. So if I take the equilibrium of that level, of that block, I get that 3.358 level. And so if I just put the levels back on here, you can see this is actually where that swing failure pattern happened that led to this kind of slow grind up. On the weekly chart, this move up looks less impressive and not as good as it should. A move up, you want to see large body expansion, right? You don't really want to see this kind of slow push, and it almost like might roll over. We'll see though. We'll get into that later. And then the 3.52650 level is the open of this weekly order block. It's also the open of this weekly order block within a couple bucks, the dollar off. But that's this 3.526. The 3.693 level is the yearly open. So people always ask me, is the yearly open, the monthly open, the weekly open, the daily open, does it work in crypto? I always just say go to the chart and map a few of those levels out yourself. The example I always like to give is if you're trying to do analysis, whether it's on the day or the week or the month, I think it's pertinent information to want to know where the open is. For the obvious reasons, let's say you're trying to determine if it's going to be a bullish day, so you want to look for longs on the low time frame. Well, if you have a high time frame context that today is going to be a bullish trading day and you want to look for longs, it's probably a good idea to know where the daily open is And ideally, you want to get in along as close to or possibly below the daily open. If you think it's going to go up, price should not trade below the daily open very long. Generally, it's usually what you're going to see if you imagine what a candle looks like, a candlestick. If the candle is, imagine this is a body, and then here's the wick, right? It's a bullish day. If you mark off the daily open, right, which would be here, the goal is to get long as close to this wick or below or just above this level as possible and capture the lion's share of the day, right? So no different for the week, no different for the month, no different for the year. If Bitcoin is going to go up for the rest of 2019, would you not want to know where the yearly open is and try and get long as close to that as possible? And it also works as very good SRs. You can see, it's perfect bounce here, resistance, resistance, support, support, and you can even take this level all the way back pre-bull run. And even though this level wasn't the yearly open at the time, obviously, you can see it's a level that's been interacted with price quite nicely. So that is that 6393 level. I've had that on my chart forever. I've keyed a couple trades off of that. The 3830 level is a SR level that's basically from this order block here. And it's basically the EQ point of this range. And it's essentially kind of the EQ of this range that we had before we broke to the upside here. So from this block to here, I have this daily breaker as kind of, the key level that I want to see a breakout from. We've now broken out and retested. That's kind of the main reason why I'm not super bearish yet. Like, unless you shorted up here, I think you're better off waiting to get below this to open a short. Because, this was resistance for a while. Clearly it's support now, so I wouldn't just blindly short into it. And then the 409650 level, or you can round it up to 4100, is the close of this weekly block, which has basically capped this entire range. So if you want to have a range here, you could take this 3358 level, this 409650 level, that could be your range. And if I actually just draw it as a range instead of having all my levels, this is something that I learned from Trader SZ, the ledge that he is you can if you want to add some extra spice to your range here, break it up into quarters. So now I have my range, not just the 50, I have it in quarters here, right? So you have you have a mini range. You have a range here, you have a range here, and a range here. And look how close those numbers are to the ones that I just listed, right? Remember, on the weekly chart, I had 3383. We're $40 off here. 3693 is the yearly open. The EQ of this is $50 off. 3830, again, $40 off in the top of the range. So that's a cool thing you can do as well. But notice how it all matches up with SR. It's not a coincidence that stuff happens like that, in my opinion. These levels tend to work very well together. So where we're working with on Bitcoin right now is, I would like to see, if this is a breakout, I would like to see it break out sooner than later. I think the more it grinds up very slow like this, the more it reminds me of like something like this. You know what I mean? Like this is like this slow grind up, where I wanted to see, continuation here. This slow grind up I didn't really like, and this is kind of reminding me of that. I don't know. We'll see though. But I'm not shorting this thing yet. Unless you got in a short kind of up near the top here, I think we are at, support. If you want to have a diagonal, there's a diagonal for you. But to me, there's no reason to short this thing until this level gives up. Unless you're shorting up here and you're just anticipating, you're like, I think it's going down. Short up here, sure, go ahead on weakness. But for me, the short is going to come when this level gives out. So whatever happens here, we might see one more spike up. But I think if it comes below here, I think you can get a really nice short on a retest, any sort of pullback. And I actually think you target down here. I think we might see a small bounce at the yearly open, but I honestly do think we'll head down to 3,500 if we lose this 3,900 level. So that's kind of my thoughts on Bitcoin. I'm cautiously Still bullish. I wouldn't be looking to open a long unless it was kind of down here. Like this would have been a nice long to get in on, or here. I don't think you want a long in the middle of this thing. I think you wait. If it breaks clean through 4,100, I would open a long. Like if we get above here, I would open a long on a move here, because I do think if we get above there, I think we can see some upside to like 4,300 up into this gray block, which I'll show you how I got. So this level here, if we get above 4,100, this would be the next area of resistance in my opinion. So there's a lot of levels in this 4K area. It's not just going to blast straight to 5K. So if we can clear 4,100, I think you can get a really low risk long and get yourself a nice trade going up into this area. So that's my thoughts. Don't short into support. This is support until it's not anymore. And so, I mean, I wouldn't short here. I would wait for a breakdown, and that's going to be a higher probability short than shorting now. Otherwise, if you are biased to the downside and you think we're going down, wait for a move above this swing high. I think that would be the definitive move. Like if we have one more spike and maybe we get above here and then break down, trying to get a short on a run of this high or a run of this local high here, that would be a better option than shorting where we are right now. So that's my thoughts on Bitcoin. What about yours, Mr. TA?
They're actually pretty similar, aren't they? I'll run through it when you give me the screen. And yeah. I've just seen Cred going off on, apparently I'm going to be grimacing every time you say EQ, and he's going to love it when I start saying QM in a moment.
Let me see here.
Private joke.
You should be able to share your screen now.
Hold on, I need to open the other window.
Make sure you close all your Reddit tabs.
That's not the one you need to worry about.
Yeah, there you go. I was being nice. Once you get it up, I'll just check in the chat and make sure that everyone can see it all right. There you go.
Okay, that should be up now.
Okay, so I'm just going to check on YouTube here real quick. Can everyone see BitColo? What's happening, bro? It's a robot bird with a gun, obviously. So can you let the other guy speak, Cred? I honestly don't even know why we're friends. Okay, it looks like we can see it.
Cool. There's a bit of a sound issue. We need to work on this next time.
Yeah,
obviously if I'm coming out your speakers, aren't I?
I just turned it up. Maybe that will be better. Let's see. All right, you're live.
Cool. So I'm pretty vocal about my opinion on Twitter at the moment, and I still think that all of this is just a retrace, and it's basically going to see how deep it can go before we find a big drop coming. And I still think if this is the bottom of, on a macro view, if this is the bottom of the cycle, I still think we're going to come down and test this low at a minimum. So my kind of key areas that I'm looking at, if we go higher, I've got this one, and that is essentially a QM. So we've got a high, a low, high just about, and then a low. And then once that lower low's been formed, this is just completely fresh. That's kind of the rules. So if we get a pump, like a lot of people say 4,400, and that's kind of my reasoning for it, is this completely fresh area. And it's kind of also the area where price is being held down from. So if we just draw a lovely little supply zone from there, you can see that, that is where price is being held down by. So for me, we need a push above that for me to start looking for longs. And even then, this is still quite significant, this sort of 4,800 area, because it's a continuation pattern. It's taken out the lows at 5,000, and then it's just continued on and painted this. It's just showing a lot of selling pressure, basically. So the other areas I'm looking at around here, and I'll go into why I think this is still quite bearish and this is all just a retrace, is that we have down on a 15-minute chart, essentially, it was, where are we gone? Yeah, it was this here. Okay, so we have this was the key area that I was looking for. This one here is very, very small. It's basically, again, our continuation pattern, showing a lot of buying pressure. So when that was broken, and then I'll just go back onto a higher time frame. Oh, I'm even looking at the wrong swing. What a fucking noob, huh? Sorry. Over here. I thought that looked strange.
I like that you use the fib tool, not even to draw fibs.
Oh yeah, no, I just use it for my zones.
How are you supposed to chart price discovery then, bro?
Oh, I've got no idea. That's what I've got you for.
Yeah. Okay.
You're gonna be doing all my altcoins for me in the next run.
Oh, I can't wait.
So this is better. Sorry, I was looking at the completely wrong zone. Right, that makes sense now. So this was the key area. We've got a lot of buying pressure, and it's been held up. Price has been held up by this point here, and everyone was kind of looking to these lows when price was up here as a place along, and what we've done is just broke it completely. So from that point on there, we have again a selling continuation pattern. So it's broken the lows, it's formed a base by moving back up. I'll just draw it with my paint tool. So we've come down, we've come back up and formed a base, and then we've gone on here, which at this point, for me, is the signal that price wants to move lower. And I don't think it's bounced off of anything in particular here. There's nothing important down there. And now it's a case of finding the liquidity to continue moving south. So, but that was the key area for me here that was giving us the indication that price was moving down. So now this is all just a retrace for me. There's nothing important holding this up in my opinion. And where I'm looking at is this obvious swing high. And I'd taken the short at 4125 when we actually came up here, which I put on Twitter. And it reacted really nicely off of this, which is another QM. So just to show that again, we've got the high, the low, the higher high, and then the lower low. So once that lower low had been painted, this was the fresh level. This was the key resistance point to look at. And it's reacted like almost to the dollar. It's a really nice reaction. But the other area that I'm looking at, and we've got a nice bit of confluence, I think it's M30. Just make sure I'm actually looking at the right place this time. So down here, again, we have another, this is sort of like an origin of the move down that just took out all of these lows. It's where the selling took place.
It's called a bearish order block for those of you who don't know.
Go for it, yeah, go for it. So again, it's another, you can take it as another QM. So you've got your high here, you've got a low here, and then you've got the higher high painted up here, and we've got a lower low down here. But the key thing for me is that on a lower time frame, using that key resistance line is, I think it's on M5. I may have got that wrong. Not M15.
Some scalpers are creaming their jeans right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, get
M5.
time stop. So there we go. Just about zoomed in finally. On that line, we have a really nice supply zone. And look, this is where the huge sell-off just happened to take place as well. So for me, that's a really key area. So looking back on the higher time frame picture of this all being a retrace and looking for some liquidity to drop after this spike here gave us to tell the price wants to move down, I've got it at sort of like 4,100 as the place to look where it could get a nice reaction from, which, you know, is the catalyst for the bigger drop. But again, that's with the higher time frame in mind, I still think we're in the bear trend. Until we break a key high, then I'm not looking at longs. I still think the higher time frame shorts are the better play. So yeah, for me that's kind of the best place to look for a short, and it kind of lines up with what you're saying as well. But you've got to it in a different way.
Yeah, it's super funny. When we did our last stream together for the group, we had a couple members ask me to chart up some charts that Mr. TA had already charted himself, just to see, what my thoughts were without seeing the charts that he did at all. And we both trade price action. We both learned it different ways, and we both call everything different names and come about them differently. And it's so funny, as you guys can see here, if you look at the numbers he has marked, it's almost the exact same numbers and zones that I have marked. I came out with 4,096, call it 4,100. He has about the exact same level there. And so we charted like 4 or 5 different pairs, crude oil, Euro USD, some other ones. And our numbers were eerily close. It's so weird. Or it's not weird. Maybe all of this shit is the same. And ICT's been lying to me. I don't know. But yeah, so it's very cool. So yeah, very similar thoughts, I think, to you. So let's.
Yeah, I mean, it's important to note as well, isn't it, that people start saying it shouldn't be a place where you're looking to short because of the trend up.
Yeah.
But until we've got a signal from a higher time frame that we're moving up and we've broken a key level north, that's when I start looking for longs for a bull market.
Yeah.
But this is still a bear market. We've still got lower highs. And again, in my opinion, this is all retracing. And we've seen this pattern before. The thing as well is, like, all of this got the same like here.
Yeah.
And then look what happened at the conclusion. So, could you look at that as an indicator of what's going to happen next? I don't know.
And if you look at August, it's the exact same type of price action, and that came after making a higher low on the higher time frame as well. So I mean, I'm definitely kind of a proponent of, maybe the bottom is in, but I do think we're gonna have another chance at the low 3,000s, and maybe lower. Who knows? But I don't think we just go to like 5 or 6K from here, like many people do. And I mean,
no way.
If we do, I mean, it's not like I'm not gonna long. I have a very clear validation level. It's basically the same as you. It's about 43.50. If we smash through there, like, yeah, I'm going to pile on a fat long, because then I think from there, there's a good chance it runs, at least a few $100s beyond. But all good.
But this is quite easy-ish to fill, I think.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think once it kind of gets above that 43.50 level, there's one more area at about 4,700, and then it's like 5,600 after that. Yeah. So, definitely would open a fat long there, but we'll see. So I am going to switch back to here. Well, nice calculator, Mr. TA. Oh gosh, so many inside jokes. Which one of those is the PB&J sandwich there, Cred? I couldn't tell. The last high PB&J. So let's just get caught up on the chat here. Can you let the other guy speak? We already answered that. No. Cred, what happened to your vids? Cred does not allow people to rewatch his vids. So it's like one of those things. You got to watch it while it's happening live, or it's gone forever. Kind of hard when they have to use the same mic. So if any of you guys watching are tech savvy, what we're doing right now is I'm live streaming this from my computer, and then I have a Google Hangouts call with Mr. TA going on, and then he is speaking through my computer speaker, which is then being recorded by OBS Studio. If there's a way that we can both talk into a microphone, like I have my headset on, he has his own, and it will still both get picked up, let me know.
Come to London, mate. Come to London.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to move to the UK, and that will solve the issue. Mayne, what the fuck is your picture? It's a robot bird with a gun. Don't ask me. I used to smoke a lot of weed back then. I'm a better man now. Sound could be louder. Why did VET not go down like almost all alts today? I have no idea, bro. It's one of those questions where...
There's more buyers than there were sellers.
Yeah, there you go. There. Actually, I do have an answer. Exactly that. I mean, this looks fucking awesome, right? Like, this looks like every fucking altcoin before it went on a run, right? You have like the bottoming range, and then you have a breakout of the range and a perfect retest, and it's going, right? Look at Cardano. Basically the exact same thing happening on Cardano here, right? You have your bottoming range, deviation below the range, right? And now it looks like it's just got to break out. And then if you look at ones that have already run, you know, they've kind of moved out of this pattern. Another one I'm watching that looks kind of close to the you know, time to buy is Monero here. Exact same idea, right? This one's a little messier, but you know, if this thing can get above 1400, that might even be aggressive, you know.
Yeah, I still think that even if these things break out of these ranges, they're still going to drop back down and give people another a lower.
Just remember, like this looks
entry.
really good. This looks really good. You know, VET looks really good, and VET looks like the buy just happened today or yesterday or something. And you might have missed the entry. Like this is the entry you want, right? Very basic range. Clear breakout, perfect retest. Like that's where you buy the fuck out of it. But again, if Bitcoin dumps or something like that, like all of these are going to fall. All of these setups can go from looking really good to absolute shit very quickly. So, you know, here's logical resistance. So if continuation would be some sort of pullback, break above here and continue. Low sat coins like this just scare me so much. Mr. TA, I'm dead broke, but I'll borrow money from a loan shark to buy you a new mic. We just explained it's not. I don't think it's his mic. I think it's our lack of our ineptitude in setting up this stream properly.
It's all on you, mate. It's all on you.
Buddy, this is a 50-50 kind of thing going on right now. It's a picture of Ricardo. Okay, sure. Yo, Mayne, how do you feel about the March 17th candle as a bullish OB on Bitcoin? Broke market structure. One of my least favorite questions, and Curtis, I like you and I'm gonna answer you, but is when people be like, hey, what do you think about this candle? Like for an order block or something like that. It's like, man, like the rules are not that hard, right? I've showed you guys all what I kind of think is an order block, and if it follows the rules, I mean, it's an order block. So but I don't get why people ask me so much, but I always say the first thing to focus on is support and resistance. So if I go look at this candle and it's nowhere near support and resistance, you're gonna have your answer. But let's look. How do you feel about the March 17th candle as a bullish order block on Bitcoin?
How do you feel emotionally about it?
I mean, do I feel good about it? No. I don't like this as a bullish order block, if that's what you're asking me. Why do you need this candle as an order block when you have this level right here that is clearly a nice level that's much better? You know, like to me, this is not significant right here. Like, yes, the bulls need to get it needs to get above this level to continue higher, but this is my significant level. I don't find this one significant. So, and how it makes me feel icky. And I don't like it. Here we go with my classic, oh shit, my multiple undos to get my freaking lines back. Hey, Cred, thanks for having this stream. You're welcome. Cred, such a fucker. Cred, what's your favorite drug? Mine's Molly. Like, Cred just comes in and steals the show, you know? Sorry, what is QM again? Well, he showed you what a QM looks like. What does QM stand for, Mr. TA?
It's a Quasimodo. It's a type of TA that I learned from readthemarket.com. And it is essentially it's like a head and shoulders pattern, but it's a bit more nuanced.
Yeah, it's like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Peter Brandt has a better mic, to be honest. You may be right. These are hurting. I
don't know what that means. I never listened to his videos.
Neither have I. I think just one about beef jerky. Retweets, ratios, true. I got 600 once. 15-minute lull. Is this if this 5-minute FTR doesn't hold the market, we'll drop to 1800. I mean, that's fair.
I think the 15-minute lull thing, it's basically if you have a higher time frame level that's being held down by something on the lower time frame, the lower time frame level will take on higher time frame significance. So it could be funny looking down at like a 15-minute level and trying to take significance from it. But you got to remember, if there's a huge sell-off or a huge rally, then the less time that price is at a level, the higher the indication, the better the indication of higher selling or buying pressure. So really, it's actually where you get a lot of consolidation. That's where price is at an equilibrium. But if you've just got a very small pattern on a lower time frame, it's indicative of really big buying or selling pressure. So they actually could be quite important. I found stuff on like M1 that have reversed trends. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, so I use that as well when I'm trading. When I see a high time frame level, and on the daily chart, it just looks like this, right? It's just like a nuke. What I'll do is I'll zoom in and I'll say, okay, well, what happened on the low time frame at this level? And generally there'll be a bearish order block is the way I see it, or a bullish order block if it's a bullish, nuke. And then when you're looking at a price come back there, you'll usually get a really nice trade and reaction at that level on the low time frame, and it allows you to be very precise. People always ask me, it's like, how do you get higher risk reward trades? Is you refine your levels down to the smaller time frame, and then your level becomes more refined, meaning that your point of invalidation is now going to be closer to where you're entering, which is going to be less distance from your stop, allowing you to have just a higher risk reward trade. Obviously, put on larger position size, etc.
You can see even there that candle, like 4 to the left of where your mouse is spiked up into something.
Right here.
I don't know what date it is. Nah, go down. Hold on. What you're on the? Go to the right a little bit.
I'm on the daily.
To the other right.
The left.
Yeah, no. So go to the right. Yeah, this one here. That there.
So let's see.
You can
January.
see that it's reacted off of something, right? So you go to the lower time frame, and you'll see in that big. Well, yours is black, but the big drop just beforehand, there's a little level on M15, and it's reacted to it, and it's held price down.
I don't know if it will let me go back to January on the M15.
Yeah, it does. It should be fine.
You've been spending a lot of time. No, it's cutting me off here at February, unless it's going to continue to load. Oh, it's just taking its time here. January 5th, right?
So the date was 10th of January.
I thought it was January 5th.
Should be able to get on M15.
I'm there.
I mean, I did a minute ago.
Yeah.
So keep going to the... hold on. This is M15, yeah?
Yeah.
So it's 10th January at like 7:30 UTC. But I don't know if you are. Nah, keep going to the right. You're on the 8th January.
Yeah, it's catching up here.
There you go. That's it there.
Right here?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it spiked directly into the yearly open, of course. See, for me, what I would have picked as a level is something like, I don't know if we're going to be able to see it here. So see this big nuke on the high time frame. This is one massive, like two massive down candles. There's a 15-minute bearish order block right here. So if you zoom in there, see that up move right before the down move here?
Yep, see.
And then you take it forward, and you'll get the absolute spike right into that level, and then a huge sell-off occurring after that. But in reality, if you're looking at this on the high time frame, this is just a high time frame support, and it just gets nuked. This is all black candles on the daily chart. But if you zoom in, I can now refine and say I'm taking a short at this level, have my risk, above the consolidation there, and you catch the absolute peak of the move. So that's kind of what Mr. TA was trying to explain there, I think, hopefully.
Yeah, no, that's it. So when you go, so that's why on that move up, it took out that level, which is then it formed important support, and then on the down move that we had, was it like 2 weeks ago? It took out that key support. So because of that, we're looking bearish, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. So a QM is a Quasimodo, yes. Bro, toggle full screen. If I toggle full screen, it fucks up OBS. If anyone wants to tell me how to fucking run my stream betters, like fucking just let me know, guys. Just DM me. I'm open to suggestions. I'm not even being sarcastic about it.
They're much better in the Bitcoin trade group, FYI.
Yeah, well, it's because I'm doing it on a better. Okay, hold on. Jesus, nice mic, Mayne. Nice calculator, Mr. TA. Funny guy. By 6 a.m. there, he just wakes up to talk shit, eh? What about testing the level so often now? Isn't that bad for shorts? Right? Which level are you talking about, JJ? Okocha? But yes, I mean, testing resistance multiple times, right, does not make the resistance stronger, and the vice versa for support.
But we haven't even tested the resistance I've talked about.
We're testing.
4100 is fresh.
It's the opposite is what's going on, actually, right? To me, we're testing this level a bunch, right? But look here, right? Multiple tests of this level and it breaks, right? So this level here, this level has not been tested yet. Not since here, right? So
your level there at 4096,
yeah,
that is fresh. To me, that's because you've got a little cluster there on that swing down that, like I said, is where that huge sell-off took place, which took out the key support.
Yeah,
it hasn't been tested since. So a lot of people I see on Twitter going, "Oh, it's been touched so many times, and we're looking bullish, so it should push up above it next time."
The thing is what people don't realize is it's been tested a bunch of times here, but in my eyes, right, every time it's tested it's like here it tested, it made a new low, right? So that becomes significant again, to me at least. Who is calling me right now? Yes, I live in Canada. I'll send you my address, man. Just DM me. Cred is like the elusive hot girl at a club. I don't know. I've seen him in person. I don't know if that's how I'd describe him. Sorry, I just got to text my buddy.
Oh, wow. This is the most high-tech stream ever.
You guys knew how bad I'm a boomer, guys. I'm almost 30. I'm not good with tech. Lucas Thompson says, thank you. Thank you, Luke. What would your target be for ETH if you did buy on that retest? I mean, I would have taken profit here, right, into this level. This would be a target for ETH, and then, I don't know, you aim up here probably next, close to 200, I guess. Lots of highs here to get run. If it gets above here, right, you start targeting up here. But your first target was this resistance right here. I feel like 90% of the people here are on Euro time zones. Who knows? Okay, good to know. I'll revise my question. Target share. See, that's much better. I much prefer that question. Cred, more trolling. Got it. Thanks for the explanation. Classic. Do you chart on MEX strictly, or do you pay text to fix to Coinbase? I'm a proponent of charting on the exchange that you're trading, right? Like for me, charting on Finex only matters if I'm actually going to be executing the orders on Finex. So that's what I do personally. How about you, Mr. TA?
Just BitMEX.
Yeah.
So I'm trading on. I don't look at other brokers when I'm trading my Forex broker. So. Yeah. Same concept with trading Bitcoin.
Waves and Link. Could you see that? Thanks. Waves BTC. I mean, fuck. I wouldn't buy. Would you buy this?
So look. I mean, I wouldn't buy any alts at the moment personally. Like I said, Bitcoin's going to drop. I think.
Yeah.
That looks like it's. You want to talk about tapping support resistance too much and breaking through. Look at that. That looks like Bitcoin.
This looks like Bitcoin at 6,000. It's exactly what I was going to say, right? Where's your bouncing ball? Weaker bounces. You actually dip below here. I wouldn't touch this. And I've reduced my altcoin exposure huge. I'm only holding Cardano right now and some spot Ethereum. and then obviously some Bitcoin. But I have like I was holding Ripple and some other things before I cut a lot of that. Because if Bitcoin dumps, it's gonna dump, and all these alternate. Like this thing's gonna die. If Bitcoin were to dump like $500, this thing is gonna cut in half. So very careful with that one, my friend. This looks shittier. There's so many better alts, right? There's alts that look like this upside down, right? That's a buy. There's so many alts that look like this. Those are the ones you want to be looking for. You don't want to be looking for ones that look like that right now.
He says, okay, thank you. I earned 83 waves on Twitter. Should I sell it? I mean,
what does 83 waves equate to in dollars? And does it even get to $1, or is it pennies? I have no idea how much money that is. I have no idea of your financial situation, and I'm not going to give you advice on whether or not you should buy or sell it. The chart doesn't look good. I'll leave it at that. This doesn't look great either. It looks slightly better than the other one because I think there's like support, I guess, like kind of here. But I mean, I don't like either of those ones that you sent, bro. I'm sorry. Again, I think there's better coins, right? Like this looks like it's been going up since the start of for ages, right? This has been going up since last year. This has basically been in an uptrend, right? You want to look for coins that have been in a downtrend since last year and that look like they're going to start an uptrend. Look at this chart, and then look at this chart. Which one of those do you think is a better buy? Right? This one has upside to go. Those ones you listed look like they need to come down. Mayne, I'm proud of your ratio on David Bell. Thank you, bro. That is one of my proudest moments. The guys just want to joke. I want to earn money. KKKKK. Okay, sorry, Lucas. I'm sorry I'm not providing enough value for you, bro. Mayne, could you please look at IBOV, Brazilian Index? Sure. Cred wants to be held down by Mr. TA. Jesus Christ. Always making it sexual, man.
He's not even drunk, is he? He's just sitting there.
Like he's
half one in the morning, just
half bottle
in bed.
Just sipping vodka with a straw.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, before I give you my analysis, bro, what do you, not Mr. TA, Louise, what do you think about this right now, bro? Does this look like something you want to buy?
I guess he wants to short it.
Yeah, I would say this looks like a short. I mean, you have a very nice range here that played out very cleanly, right?
Yeah, you got a heavy looking candle as well. That last monthly. Oof.
Deviation, right? Deviation, as Trader SC would say. Fucking long the thing here. Yeah, this looks like a lot of selling happened right here. I bet you if we zoom in on this looks precarious, right? So if you're looking to short this thing, I think if you can get any sort of move up into here, up into whatever this is, 98,000, you can look to short it. That's what I would say. I'd say this is like short a pullback. That would be my thoughts on this.
I mean, I'd wait for confirmation first, or breaking, where you just had it about 94,000.
Yeah, the chat.
Get an idea that the market structure is going to change.
The chat is just devolving into sexual innuendos. Cred, get Mr. TA to reach into your first trouble area. Look at these knobs using my.
It's actually first obstacle.
First obstacle. Sorry, yeah.
We've been rebranded.
Cyclic Sam Sarah wants to say that DMT is quite good. Okay, I've been thinking about trying DMT, so I appreciate the vote of confidence that it is in fact good.
What is that? Is that a drug?
DMT is, that's like dimethyltryptamine or whatever. It's the dream drug.
We don't talk about drugs on our ultra-professional stream.
It's ayahuasca.
Yeah, you've lost me, mate.
Yeah, chat is lit tonight.
All I know is marijuana.
Yeah, funny cigarettes, right? The devil's lettuce. Compare BTC now to EOS April of 2018. Okay.
Okay, interesting.
Your wish is my command. So BTC now, looking like that. EOS, are you talking the USD pair? What did he say, April?
April 2018, yeah.
I mean, Is this what you're saying, that we're gonna do this?
I don't know what he said about USD.
I'll check if it's this one. Looks like it makes more sense.
Oh, he's probably saying this is what Bitcoin's gonna do.
I mean, this doesn't even look like Bitcoin right now, though. Like, this is an uptrend.
Looks nothing like Bitcoin.
Right? And look at what happened before here. This is an uptrend, right? Let's look at the USD pair just again here. So, I mean, this is an uptrend here still, to me. This is nicer price action than what Bitcoin has right now. Right? Like, look at this level here.
This is supposed to be one of the really big ones, isn't it?
Yeah, EOS is quite a large cap. So this...
for the next run, I don't know.
This looks more like Bitcoin right now. Ignore, like, this most recent little move here. Like, this kind of looks more like Bitcoin. But obviously some additional price action here. But I don't really get the comparison you're trying to make there, my friend, to be honest with you. This looks nothing like Bitcoin to me. But if you think Bitcoin's going to go up, buy it.
I can kind of see it there, what you've done, what you had there.
Yeah.
Kind of that last little bit.
But that's present. That's present day. That's not back in April.
Yeah, that's it.
This guy says mine's black too. I don't know what that means. Explosive move up. Mayne, click the go to on the bottom of the trading view on a specific date. There's so many things I need to learn how to do on.
Yeah, he's talking about when I was telling you to go to that little cluster on M15.
Yeah, no doubt. Mr. TA is only interested in the MPL. That's very true.
Very, very true.
God, chat is lit tonight. Oh God, what is going on here? I lost the... Okay.
Oh,
yeah, that's technical, Anal. Cred, how do you feel about not being able to block people in this chat? I literally can. Cred is an admin in everything that I am a part of, so be very careful how you talk to him. He's even an admin in my real life. He blocked my mother once. That was a bad example. I just set myself up. I know I'm... Yeah, I know I'm going to scroll down and just see Cred roasting me about my mom now, but oh well. Do you know...
You started with David's mum, to be honest.
That was one of my best tweets ever.
That was great. We were cracking up at the dinner table the other night over
that was one of my best tweets ever. Do you chart on Mech strictly, or do you pay attention to things? I think we answered that already. I need friends. Can I be your friend, Mayne? Of course you can be my friend, Chino. 4.1K. Doubled my account on that short today. Took it off when I saw...
Yeah, that was Scarface's short.
Whale, bro.
Practically at the top.
I know. Scarface came off the bench, decided to take his first Bitcoin trade, God knows how long, and just crushed it. So that was a killer trade as well. Whale, bro.
He had me on WhatsApp, we were watching it, and he goes, right, I need to flip bearish. It's gonna drop. So he put his short on, and then it just dropped by like $150, whatever it was.
Yeah, it's like a 6R or something like that.
Yeah, mental.
Can you go over EuroCAD? I'm going to let Mr. TA go over that. So why don't you pull that up while I continue reading some of these questions? I'm relinquishing.
I think I've got that already marked up. Let's have a look. Yeah, I do. I've got a couple of setups on that already.
Okay. Are they free to share or no?
I mean, they're pretty far away. So, I mean, most people are looking probably for like a 5-minute scalp. Mine's like an H8 level.
We'll show them. We'll let them get a little sauce here. Do you compare BTC price action to the 2015 fractal? No. Other than the fact that I just I look at the length of time that it took for like the bottom to form and stuff like that. That's kind of the only comparison I'll do. I don't really, try and line up fractals too much. That's not my game.
It's interesting though. I do find it interesting. I mean, like we've seen that price action before. There's like stairs up, lift down, whatever the fucking thing is.
I do like looking for patterns, but I don't try. I'm not one of those people who line up the 2015 chart to this one and are trying to match up dates and shit like that. I think that's all bullshit.
Yeah.
Scarface blocked me on Twitter. That happens, bro. Waves looks exactly like Bitcoin at 6K USD. Yeah, we agree. Boys, heading into the weekend, take a look at this fractal of the last 2 weekends. Exactly. My fractal was very dark and not remembering much. Lots of whiskey. Big fan of Scarface. Okay, thank you. I earned 83 waves. Oh my god, this is funny. $250. I'm poor. Yeah, dude, if you're talking about should you sell $250 or not, I mean, I don't know. Do you need the $250?
You can join BTG with it,
yeah,
and then still have money left over for
there
dinner.
you go. Here's the marketing guy
That's
coming in. Here's
sell those waves right now.
But you got to convert that to Bitcoin. We do not accept waves. No. You can't wait to hear that voice. Damn, Lucas Waggy Waggy. Check BNB. Okay, BNB is nuts, eh? Like, this thing is insane. What are your thoughts on that, Mr. TA?
Jesus. Yeah, you've just come up on the screen now with it. Fucking hell. Is that even going to retrace? I don't even know. Well, it's just being pumped, isn't it?
Well, this is correct me if I'm wrong, people in the chat. I know you will. BNB is the thing that you need to get involved in the ICOs on Binance. I think like you have to buy it to participate. So it has like that use case, much like Ethereum did, I guess, originally. You had to buy it to get involved, and so it just, the fundamentals are just insane, right? It's like this thing can go forever. So
I don't know, is it? I think because with that IEO that they did, it was Bitcoin. Because you'd see a lot more selling, wouldn't you? Because
I thought you had to buy it with BNB though. I know that it has some use where you had to own BNB to do stuff on Binance, but this is one of those. This is one of those things where like I wouldn't try and call a top.
Nah.
Because this is
going to go mental in the next run.
Yeah, like this is because if people remember Vitalik, like he sold Ethereum like for not that much money. Like he sold his like huge amounts of Ethereum way before it was in past $1,000. So I don't think anyone knew how high it was going to go. And this is one of those ones where it's like, I don't know where this thing's going to end. I wouldn't try and call a top on this thing. I'm also not really interested in buying it. But I know I remember someone, I think it was Moon Overlord, posted along as it was getting through all-time high, and I'm like, that's nuts. And then of course this happened, so maybe not so nuts. This type of trading is not my forte because I don't even know where to begin with this thing.
Actually, Scarface told me we were having a look at it about August, September, and it was kind of at the time again where Bitcoin didn't know if it was a bottom, if it was going to drop or what. And I was looking at it like from around to that level there to the all-time high, and I was like, oh mate, it's only like 20%, fuck that.
Yeah.
And now it's like doubled.
Yeah, no, this is one of those ones where I wish I bought it, but unfortunately I'm not in. I wouldn't try and call a top on this thing, but to me, anything that looks like this, I'm not buying it, right? Because like it could do this. You got to remember, like back in time, right? Like this. Same thing, huge retrace, and then it ran again. So, eventually this thing has to pull back, and then maybe you buy it because it's just going to continue. I don't really know, though. But I wouldn't buy it right now. That would be the only thing I could probably say with certainty.
That's just a FOMO trade, isn't it? There's no logic to buy it right now.
Please change. Thanks, learned a lot here. You're welcome, Lucas. Did someone say Mayne and ratio? Oh, God. Cred's ears perked up just now. Mayne, are you still a virgin, bro?
What?
I told you that in confidence. I don't know. You can ask my girlfriend. I hope not. I feel like I've been getting it, and I'm not really ever sure. It's always very dark in there. Who knows?
She's not said anything, so.
Yeah, she hasn't complained yet. So not that I know of. In before vodka joke is racist. Will a vodka joke be racist? I guess because he's Russian.
One day, man. Probably one day.
Probably sometime in 2019 at the rate things are going.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Chill. It's okay, bro. Mayne is very Chad. I met him in real life. Okay. Is that a compliment? Do I want to be Chad? I'm buying the fear on daily and 240M. You're buying the IBOV. Okay. So we disagree on that one.
Oh, jeez. All right, good luck.
Can we do F? So before we do F, let's do EuroCAD. So I'm gonna pop it back over to Mr. TA here.
Okay.
So apparently, if you press F11, Mr. TA, Cred says it will go full screen.
Yeah, it's already full screen.
Okay, so there you go. It's just shit.
It's this Google Hangout thing, right?
Yeah, we're gonna have to find a better way for the next one. Someone please DM me if you can find a better way for us to do this. Everyone write down these trades. This is free alpha here.
Yeah, right. It's not going to come. It's not going to come for like another 3 weeks probably. But there you go. So what have we got? I can't really be able to chart this whole fucking thing again. But okay, let's just start as I'll number it. So number one, the first thing we look at is where we're coming from, and obvious supply had held price down, and then we've moved all the way down, and it's kind of compressed on its way down, which is a nice sign of reversal, and then it's found very, very big demand here, basically, which has then pushed it up. So we've got kind of a bullish momentum at the moment. I had shorted it around here at some point, and then it just reversed strongly on some fundamental news. So that momentum's carrying it up, and I didn't take a short here, even though I had the level marked, just because one of my rules is there's too much momentum going into a level on this time frame, so I did want to take it. So on a lower time frame, what I'm looking at, I've got two setups. So what I do, my entire approach basically is to look for a level above and below where price currently is. So then I have an idea of if price is going to come down and break this level, it's going to retrace because I've marked out a key level here. It's going to retrace. I can get in on a short down to the next key level where I want to take a long. And then similarly, with break a key level, I can come in long up to the next key level where I looked short. So because I've missed that opportunity now, this entire area has been consumed. I expect that price is now going to move up. But the way I look at things, very, very simply, is we have a key level here. As you can see, that has been broken, and then we have a strong buying continuation pattern, and then on the way down we've hit this big weekly supply which is in charge to come down, and it's consumed this key level here, this key demand, and it's put in a very strong continuation pattern bearish. So on a retest of this where it's completely fresh still, there's going to be a lot of selling pressure. So what I've done very simply is I'm going to target MPL of it with my stop loss is above the decision point, so then break that level. So essentially the decision point is where the selling started to break the key level, and that was important in its own right because again it broke something important over on the left. So it's a really nice setup there, and yeah, that should be coming. It'll probably take another week or so to get to it. I set my alerts and then I can set my order depending on the price approach.
Very simple, right?
Sorry, yeah, it's really simple. I mean, it's really simple to me. So this is looking obviously bullish. So I have my short and I've got my logical reason for it. But equally, if it then starts to drop, if it breaks down here, then retraces, then I've got the tell from the market at this point that it wants to move south. I have my long set up, and then I'll wait for a retrace to somewhere logical, take a short. But I'm covered on both sides, basically. So, yeah, that's my approach on EUR CAD for now.
Imagine how nice your life could be if you traded like this, where you're like, oh, okay, I've got my setup mapped out a couple weeks in advance. Might take a week or so to get there. I'm just going to chill, wait for my alarm to go off, and then I'll look at the chart instead of being madmen and staring at the 5-minute chart. And
I don't know, man. I think if you're going to stare at the 5-minute chart, it's good as a new person. I mean, I did it. You've done it.
Yeah.
To learn price action to see how the markets move. But I think you're mad if you've got to the point where a bit of technical analysis, you've got some sort of strategy. I don't want to be sitting in front of the charts all day.
I know. Well, it's so funny. Everyone talks about wanting to trade for a career, and they're like, "Oh, I want the freedom of doing whatever." I was like, "Well, everyone I know who is in crypto and is trying to get good, all scalp." And it's that sounds awful.
Yeah.
You're up, they barely sleep. They're at their computer 10, 12, 13 hours a day. I'm like, that sounds brutal.
Worrying about the risk as well.
Yeah.
Because you haven't got important levels on the lower time frame, so it's a lot riskier.
Yeah.
But this is why a lot of people as well, when they want to move to Forex, they look at all these pairs that they can trade and they get completely lost. But The only reason I've got a lot of pairs, I mean, I trade like 18 to 20 of them, is because, like you can see here, I'm waiting like a week perhaps for a setup like this. So that's why I look at a lot of pairs. So I'm telling a lot of people in the group, for example, a lot of people want to move down to the lower time frames. Just pick 4 or 5, and you'll get like the same like Bitcoin, right? You kind of know how the price moves. You know what's key and what's not. So if you've got 4 or 5 pairs, you might as well just trade them and not worry about the rest.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm kind of like that. I trade basically the majors. Can you do ETH, EOS? I mean, we'll do ETH. What about EOS? I'm not really sure. Thoughts on BTC dominant, looking like it's about to drop hard. I'm not really someone who pays attention to that too much, but I chat a lot with Trader X0, and a lot of people who are more savvy with altcoin trading than me. And the consensus is generally that you want BTC dominance to go down for alts to be able to run. So if it is going to drop hard, that would bode well for altcoins.
Yeah.
You die for a second on DMT. Okay, and maybe I don't want to do it anymore.
Oh, mate, that sounds grim.
Jesus Christ. And then he says it makes you feel like you die and then reborn. Oh my God. Maybe I'm clearly not woke enough.
These guys are all 100% not using stop losses on their trades as well.
DMT makes you see $100 XRP. There you go. That's the kind of drugs I need. SZ should get on some of that then. He'll fucking cream his shorts. Mayne, if I were theoretically to buy a milkshake and theoretically carry it into an Uber, would it be a bad idea to theoretically hold it by the lid? Speaking from experience, I would say if theoretically you had just gone to the weed dispensary and smoked a bunch of weed before buying said milkshake, yes, you should not trust yourself in the back of an Uber holding it by a lid, because it will cost you about $90. It was brutal, man. I felt so bad. I dumped this entire, so baked, right? And I got back to the hotel and I go to grab this extra large, American sized milkshake that I just bought, and I grab it by the top and the whole thing just dumps on the back seat of this guy's car. And
what flavor was it?
Chocolate. It was so good too. I was upset because I wanted to drink it.
Yeah, 100%.
And I just looked at him. I was like, "Oh man, I'm so sorry." And I start cleaning it up with napkins. He's like, "Just fucking leave it. Just leave it." I was like, "I'll give you a really big tip." So I tipped him $20 or something on a $5 Uber. And then I just found that I got charged a week later for making a mess in his car. And I tried to dispute it. And then they sent me pictures of the back of his car. I was like, okay, never mind. That huge. It was just it was it was rough. That's a huge sell-off you saw on iBob happen today because another former parasite president of Brazil was arrested. Okay, there you go. The other side crossover DMT crazy shit. You guys are a bunch of drug addicts in here. Thoughts on SPX? Just hammering it. EY heavily into stocks. We took profit out of the table. So I've been trying to short the top of the stock market for fucking ages. And it's not working. But when it does, you bet I'm gonna tweet a chart on Twitter about it. This is my
face palming right now.
Yeah, this is my thoughts. Everyone is thinking it's going through all-time highs. I am going to try and short it again. I shorted it here successfully. I shorted it here successfully. And I've gotten burned on a couple. But I am going to short it into this weekly block and this high here. I have short orders, so asks here. And my stop is just above this order block here, just above this candle. So I'll try and short it there. Again, that's my thoughts on the S&P. I think it's gonna go down. I just fucking do. I think this is not over yet. So I honestly think we're gonna see a huge fucking drop on this thing. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, I don't need to add anything to that because we both got the same level. I think everyone's got the same level. Whether they actually trade it or not is a different thing.
I play Apex Legends on console. Compare BTC March 2015 to now. Let's see here. March 2015. I mean, but this kind of goes in line with what both Mr. TA and I are saying, right? If this is going to be the same thing, call it a fractal, whatever you want. Look how we come back up and we touch here again. Right, we do see another significant pullback towards the bottom before starting an uptrend. And I talk about this all the time. Like if this is the bottom for Bitcoin, right, at $300, look at this uptrend that is very clear. Like here, like on this move here, the uptrend is happening. Obviously on this move here, this is an uptrend now. Would you not still have been happy if you bought Bitcoin at $600 and it went to 20K? It's like, of course you would. And look at how clear this uptrend is before it goes to all-time high. So if this is the bottom, right? Oops. If this is the bottom here, right? And it's gonna break out of here and make a move, like it might have an uptrend and it might be super clear at 5K or whatever. But if this thing's gonna go to 50, 60, whatever you think it is, assuming it does, you're gonna be very happy here. You obviously would have been happier if you bought it at the bottom, but just as most people very rarely sell the top, very few people are going to buy the actual bottom. It's just not the way it works. So the goal is to catch the majority of the move. If you caught Bitcoin's bull run from $500 to 20K, and that's 100% move away from the last bottom, 100% move, you would be a legend. You would be an absolute legend. So no different.
Let me put it this way. If I said to you, I would guarantee you in 18 months' time, Bitcoin will be $100,000, and you have to either buy today or just forget about it. Would you buy now and in 18 months regret it? Probably not. So even if you miss it by the bottom by $1,000, in 18 months' time, you'll be laughing in that situation.
I said this on Twitter on February 1st, and I've said it a bunch of times now. It's like, in my opinion, we're close to the bottom. Maybe we go lower, but your best bet, if you're really worried, is start buying a little bit of Bitcoin now and some of your alts that you like, and continue to do so for the rest of 2019. And if there is another bull run, you're going to be very well set up. Hasn't BTC tested the resistance level like 4 times? We kind of explained this already, right? It's a fresh level now. If you're considering this getting tested all the time, it's like this is the line in the sand to me. This is different than on the low time frame, us testing it multiple times. This level is still significant to me because at this 4,100 level, we made this low here. So any sort of move back up into this level could be just considered the lower high before another lower low until it's not. And then I'll be wrong. Love you, Mayne. Love you too, bud. That looks parabolic. Nothing I'd buy now. Imagine this from ICO. Yeah, it's taken the use case from F. He's talking about BNB and discounted fees. So it's only for the IEOs. Vitalik sold a lot of his FBAG at $7. There you go, right? No one thought ETH was going to go to 1,400. It makes absolutely no sense. Yeah, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Mayne, thoughts on alt season in general? Do you expect to see a continuation of these recent pumps as alts? So, I mean, as long as Bitcoin is going sideways and holding support, I think we'll continue to see alts move. Like if Bitcoin can hold this level a little longer, I think we'll see like a nice move on like a coin like Cardano. Could have a nice pump. So, but I wouldn't call these alt seasons. Everyone's like, it's alt season, it's alt season. You got Crypto Bitlord being like, it's alt season. It's like, this is not alt season. Anyone who's been in an actual alt season means you can buy any fucking coin and they're all going 2, 3, 4, 500 thousands of percents in days and weeks. That's alt season. This is like just like a mini run on alts as Bitcoin is kind of consolidating and slowly grinding up and the Bitcoin dominance is falling. Like the true altcoin season is when everything was going straight the fuck up at all times, insane amounts straight up, right? Like that's how far we are in the bear market, that people think this is alt season, when in reality, I mean, this is alt season, right? Like every coin looked like this and was going up just absurd amounts. And so there's also like 2 different types of alt seasons, right? There's the alt season versus Bitcoin, and then there's another cycle which will happen against USD. So the first coins that are going to pump are going to be versus Bitcoin. Cardano Bitcoin is going to cycle before Cardano USD cycles. And we're going to see a macro bull run on coins like ETHUSD, Ripple USD when Bitcoin starts another bull run. But before then, you're going to see a lot of these altcoins start to, have market cycles. But to me, this is not an alt season. Nothing we've seen is an alt season. There's been some very nice alt plays, But alt season is, back here when everything looked like this, every single chart.
I think Luke Martin had a really good name for it. I can't remember what he called it. Something like an alt cycle,
alt party or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but it was really good. It was a good way of reframing it, basically, in your mind, where you know that they're going to pump, but a 20% pump on something's amazing. Some things have done like a 2-3x.
Yeah, no, there's definitely been some moves. So Guy says he'll join the Bitcoin trade group if Scarface unblocks him on Twitter. A great way to ask him to unblock you is to join Bitcoin trade group and ask him directly. But we'd love to have you, man. I'm sure that can be arranged. I'm gaining the FX, speed reading through baby pips right now. What do you think the most important stuff to learn in FX is? I'm checking the PA. It looks much nicer. It is much nicer. I would say focus on price action. Baby pips is very, very, very beginner. It's good for some, intro stuff, but I wouldn't spend too much time there. I would look into guys like
Bitcoin trade group.
The Bitcoin trade group for sure. I would also look into guys like Trader SZ. I would look into guys like Chris Laurie, Tom Dante, Simon Clute, Sam Seedon. All of these price action FX guys, a lot of who we got our inspirations from. I would focus on price action, but yeah, I think it is a much better market than crypto for trading. Crypto, it's like you're not going to see gains in FX like you are in crypto in terms of buying something and having it 10x. But in terms of if you want to be a trader and you want to be a day trader, the FX market is where you should go. How old is Technical Anal? Cred answered that on your behalf. Old enough to be my ex-boyfriend. There's your answer. I think he's 48. Always drinking tea and just, going to bed early as it's 2 a.m. there. Yeah. I'm a terrible trader. It's like, well, no negative self-talk, man. You're never going to get better talking like that. Thanks, Mr. TA. I have something similar on the macro for Eurocad. Mayne, is there a place you can contact me regarding the program? Of course, DM myself, DM Mr. TA, DM the group page, DM Scarface, DM any of us. Happy to chat. Cred, what happened to the blonde girl on Twitter? Did she respond to your DMs? She did not respond, unfortunately. But she does have premium Snapchat for sale for $30 lifetime. Which is just a poor business model, in my opinion. She should definitely be on a monthly subscription. She can make some more money. IOTA. DMT is a lady beverage compared to ayahuasca. I thought they were the same thing. IOTA. We'll look at IOTA really quick.
I remember, IOTA. This girl and her husband, they were like shilling it to me and my mates, and they were like, we're going to get really rich off of this, They put like almost all their life savings into it, and they didn't cash out, and then obviously everything dumped. I've got no idea where they're at now, but I asked her why is it such a good project, and she said, do your own research.
Yeah, that is the truth. You should do your own research, man. How dare you try and just get some free money? This looks okay.
I did buy it and made a couple of grand on it, so.
This looks okay to me. What do you think?
I mean, everyone who asks me about alts, I'm going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Bitcoin looks like it's going to drop, so this looks like it's going to drop to me. I mean, it's nice. If you're going to say I'm going to hold this for 18 months, then brilliant, buy it now. It's a really good price.
Yeah. No, I think like this is definitely like where you want to be buying an altcoin for the long term. Like versus Waves or Link, this is what you want your altcoin chart to look like. So I think long term, if you're starting to accumulate, and this is a large cap as well, so I mean this is one that probably is definitely going to pump again. Stop 2 ticks below all-time high. In it, yes, in it. I agree. What are your favorite markets to trade? The Forex market. My favorite. I really like trading gold. Gold is one of my favorite things to trade. I've been recently watching crude oil a lot. I haven't traded it yet, but I've been watching it a ton, charting it. It's really clean, but that's why I like gold so much. Gold, I just find the price action so clean. I have very high, strike rate on my gold trades, so that's probably my favorite, pair. And then I like trading, the Forex market, and then crypto just pisses me off. So sometimes I even wonder why I do it, but but it is what it is, man. Like I longed, I took a long yesterday on Bitcoin. And because I thought it was going to go up, and I longed it like here, and my stop was literally like right here. I'm like, this thing has no business coming back down here if it's gonna break out. And of course, it breaks out, wicks me out, and now it's probably gonna fucking pump again. So, fuck me, exactly. I'm pretty sure LTC will never see $20 again. Okay, never say never, bro. Very few people are gonna sell the top. Trader Mayne finished short. Yes, very few people are gonna sell the top. I am one of very few people who's gonna short the top of the stock market. Believe that, bro. I am gonna short the fucking top with Mr. TA. We're gonna be rolling in riches.
Rolling in our 5R.
Yeah, our 5R trade exactly on my fucking $500 risk. I shorted the top of the stock crash, made $2,500.
Nice.
LML
kicking the teeth.
Yeah, no, exactly. Poking the eye with a sharp stick, as my dad would say.
Did you get to go on Twitter and talk about it? That's the main question.
I mean, I've taken several screenshots of different scenarios, so one of them's bound to play out. That level's been refreshed like that Uber driver's backseat. Like, you should be in comedy there, Cred. So funny.
He should be in bed.
You should go to sleep, funny guy. Funny. This is flip season. I think that's what he called it. Yeah, there you go.
Luke. Yeah, flip season. That was it.
How would you treat your all? I mean, we've talked about this several times now, JJ. I mean, I've taken a lot of my alt exposure out of the market. So I've closed a lot. I'm not really interested in hedging on altcoins. So that's what I would do. I've closed a lot, taken profits. You guys are legit. Thanks, bro. They're the most legit in the game, guy. Thank you as well. Ayahuasca. How has everyone apparently done DMT and ayahuasca?
It's crypto trading. That's what it's done to people.
I'm waiting for Mr. TA to finish up so we can resume our cuddle session. Xbox. I have an Xbox and a PS4, but I play Xbox more. And then I'll still be waiting for Mr. TA to finish up. Why is it so sexual in here tonight?
I don't know. I'm really worried about meeting him for dinner next week.
Yeah, exactly, man. I don't know. Buy you dinner first, watch the wine, watch your glass. So for me, like, ETH looks worse than Bitcoin. So my key levels on ETH are here. The yearly open is this level here. We have this 136 level, 147, 114, 124. Those are my key levels. Bitcoin is sitting on support. To me, this thing, is below support now. So I personally think this looks worse than Bitcoin. What are your thoughts, Mr. TA?
I actually haven't charted it. I think it looks very, very similar. And I think it looks like it's going to drop before Bitcoin drops.
Yeah. I would love to get some sort of move back up here. Maybe above this high, like into this level here, whatever this is, 140. That
147 is equivalent to probably like the 4100.
Exactly. I don't know if we'll get that high, but I would love to get a short above 140 on ETH if I could.
Yeah.
Cred, how much do you show these guys how to set up the stream? How much to show? Yeah. Okay. What do you think of Tezos? Okay, this will be the last thing because I know Mr. TA has to go to bed.
Cred's waiting for me.
Yeah, Cred is waiting apparently. Oh my God, this thing is so. The reason this is pumping is because Don Alt tweeted about it, obviously, and he is the market manipulator, and that guy just has a knack for being an absolute fucking legend. So to me, like, this looks like a lot of altcoins, but it didn't even get that pullback, right? Like,
Jesus.
I mean, yeah. Here's my thoughts on Tezos. Don't buy it now. You missed the boat. Like on where was the signal on this thing? God. So to me, after these 2 weeks, what I would have been looking for, and you get it here, right? Is once we established above here. Once we broke this high, that's the buy signal for me. I didn't obviously do it, but this is the buy signal for me. We had that weekly level form. Fuck off and draw the line. What a kind. We had the weekly level form, broke above it, closed above it on the weekly. Once we broke these highs here, that's your buy signal. And I think that's when Donald tweeted about it as well, was right around 1200. And oh my God, Yeah, this thing's gone on a little run. So.
Oh, that's mental.
This is a real test for it here, though, right? Like this is a huge cluster here. This is going to be determining whether it continues or not, right? But
yeah, I would wait for it to drop all the way back down there. That looks like
yeah,
the most significant level to me.
yeah. So I think wait for a retrace on that. All right, guys. So Mr. T has to be up early to start buying during the London Open. He's waiting for the Judas swing right into the London kill zone so he can get long, catch the high of the week by New York.
I'm gonna be crying myself to sleep over my bloody euro pound miss by about two pips.
Yeah, by Conter. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap this one up. That was a lot of fun. So again, we're gonna try and do this thing, maybe weekly or bi-weekly at the very least. And this is what you can expect in Bitcoin Trade Group. Pancake. Oh my God! Always with the food. I think Cred's hungry.
I remember the pancake high.
Yeah, so
high of the week. Oh,
this
brilliant.
is what you can expect on the Bitcoin Trade Group on a daily basis. We're each, myself, Mr. TA, Scarface, are all doing our own live streams. We do group live streams. We have some great people in the group sharing as well. Making money, which is always nice. Scarface crushing out the FX game, Mr. TA crushing the FX game, me just putting along in crypto,
in the crypto game,
doing my best.
Don't be so modest.
Yeah, and we would love to have as many of you guys as want to join. So feel free to DM us. Check out our website. Got a bunch of awesome content coming out soon, and we'll talk to you guys in another one of these streams. Probably sometime in early April.
Cool. Take care, guys.
All right. Chat you later.
Bye.